Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of June 24th through June 28th. We're in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan. We'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks on our shopping list, and we'll also take a look at how we can use dividend payers to generate additional income, as well as several option strategies as other ways to generate income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to watch to set up. So let's get started. Welcome, Alan Krantz. Thank you for joining us in the live chat today. Hope you're having a great week. So here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of June 24th through June 28th. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, the tools and resources we use to analyze and trade our top swing trading stocks to watch. You can find a direct link to our notes document in the description box below. If you haven't already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of June 24th through June 28th, titled Magnificent 7 Momentum Continues, we would highly recommend you also view part 1, as that contains our market analysis, our trading strategies, trade ideas for this trading week. We keep all of our Google documents with our weekly trading game plan notes in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1 as well as notes from previous weeks. And again, you can find a direct link to that publicly accessible Google Drive folder in the description box below. Welcome, Walter Lyons, Logan Flips. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you all are doing well. So firstly, we'll quickly go over a couple trade updates from this past week, and we'll look at the charts for these trades in Webull as well. So firstly, we finally got stopped out of our latest long position in APLY. APLY is the yield max on Apple. We've had that for about 4 months. We've collected 4 months of dividends on it. We entered in March 1st at 1786, got finally stopped out on June 20th at 1790, pretty much break even on price appreciation. But again, we've collected 4 months of monthly dividends on APLY. So again, congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who profited from this swing trade on APLY. And again, we'll continue to watch for opportunities on a dip in Apple to go long again APLY and collect those dividends. Welcome to Ricky Khan, LinkedIn. Thank you all for joining us today. Our second trade update for this week is we went long PBT. PBT is Permian Basin Royalty Trust. We had that in our bullpen for the past week or so. Again, this is a trust that pays monthly dividends on oil and gas properties in the Permian Basin. We went long on the 17th at 11, and again, we'll swing or scalp trade PBT, and in the meantime, collect their relatively small monthly dividends. Again, you can hear our previous discussions and a quick take due diligence on PBT in our weekly trading game plan from June 10th, where we started talking about PBT, and we will probably parse that out as a separate video as soon as we're able. Just a quick reminder, although again, I never recommend anyone blindly follow us into or out of trades. It would help you make money trading, help you learn how to be successful in your trading career, to see when we enter and exit trades and at what prices. You can get real-time notifications via email. By joining our Patreon. Also, we have several channels accessible in our Discord available for Patreon members that I will show you with additional alerts that hopefully will help you make money trading. Firstly, I have a Thinkorswim TOS alerts channel. I also have price alerts set up in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered by Thinkorswim, they get automatically posted in this Thinkorswim alerts channel in our Discord. So you can see when we got stopped out of APLY, you can see when REMX, and we'll talk about REMX, hit its 52-week low, and then again, if I follow one of these trades up, so like when we got alerted on PBT hitting its 52-week low, then we followed that up with a trade, and I'd reply to that Thinkorswim alert in the Thinkorswim alerts channel. If it's a trade not directly related to a Thinkorswim alert, then I would post that in the trade alerts channel, so you can see when we went long on ZSL short silver. And then we also have a real-time alerts channel that our automated systems post alerts when stocks are moving up, breaking out near our price target, and you can hear more about how you can use those real-time alerts to get alerted when stocks are moving up, breaking out, via the video that explains that in more detail in the notes below. And again, you can get access to all of those alerts channels by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. So now let's jump over to Webull and take a quick look at those trades. So here's APLY. So if I zoom out a little bit, you see we entered APLY back in March around 1786. So this chart, so we see Apple dipped back down. So APLY dipped down over that period. So we collected those monthly dividends. You can see about 30, almost 40 cents for 4 months. We see Apple made a new all-time high, rolled over. APLY dipped back down, and again, we didn't want it to go negative again, so we stopped out of that at 1790. And again, we'll see if we have an opportunity to catch a dip in APLY if Apple dips again in the future. So PBT, and we recently entered PBT on the 17th at 11. See, it's been just kind of oscillating around that 11 price. So right when it dipped down there, it looked like it was going to have some good level 2 support around 11. So we went long there. Again, it's been kind of oscillating around that 11, bouncing off this lower support, testing this upper pivot point. So still opportunities if you're interested in PBT, want to collect again those small monthly dividends like the Thesis behind Permian Basin Oil and Gas Trust, then I think there's still an opportunity to get in PBT at a decent price. And again, we'll hold this, swing it up. You can see it's got some resistance in the 14s. Low 14, so we'll see if we need to scalp it off there, if it bounces back down, or if it's going to swing back up for more price appreciations. Got potential up to the 26, but it's been trailing off for quite some time. So either a short-term scalp and retry, or possibly a longer-term swing trade. So I hope that all helps. Okay, let me grab a quick drink and we'll go over our top swing trading stocks to watch list for this week. Okay, here's our top swing trading stocks to watch list for this week. Here's the updates. So I'll quickly go over some of the changes to our top swing trading stocks to watch lists, and we can also look at them in our watch list Google Sheet and the charts in Webull. So firstly, we took FANG-D out of our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Again, as we discussed yesterday, the Magnificent Seven momentum continues. So FANG-U, which contains many of the Magnificent Seven, continues to run up. So I don't want to stand in front of that train, that continuing momentum. So If you are a short-term trader, and we talked about all of this in part 1 yesterday with the Magnificent 7 momentum continuing. If you're a short-term trader, day trader, scalper, you may still be interested in the pair FANG-U when Mag 7 is going up, FANG-D when it's going down. Again, yesterday we looked at the composition of FANG-U and the differences between the FANG-U, FANG-D ETFs and the MAGs, the Magnificent 7 ETF. Also, we've got a video comparison between the different ETFs you can use to short the FANG stocks. And again, we looked at those also yesterday. So again, still opportunities for very short-term trading. When FANG-U hits top and bounces off, then you could use FANG-D to short, FANG-U to long when the momentum continues. But again, not advantageous for swing trades at this time due to that upward momentum. One we're adding to our watch list this week is Intel. So as we discussed last week, Intel's been kind of a lagger in the semiconductors space. We were watching to see if that 30 support level was going to hold or if it was going to drop down to that 25 support level. It does look like that 30 level is kind of holding. So we're looking at that as a possible swing trade from that 30 level up. If it does drop down that 25 level, it does look like it's a stronger support level. So again, you can hear more of our discussion on Intel. Also, in addition, I wanted to throw out on Intel is, they haven't really announced, I don't know of any announcements of any AI chips, and that is a potential catalyst. I think they're going to have to get into the AI chip race at some point, and on those announcements, that might be a potential catalyst for Intel. We took Sirius XM out of our watch list earlier this week. I believe someone in the chat, and I apologize if I couldn't remember who told us about this in the chat last week, but they mentioned that Sirius XM was going to be replaced in the NASDAQ 100 by ARM, and I saw that news item come out that Monday, June 24th, Sirius XM is being replaced by ARM in the NASDAQ 100. So I wanted to take that out of our watch list. I wasn't going to jump into Sirius XM until after that rebalancing of the NASDAQ 100, as I think that's going to apply significant selling pressure as they're going to be selling any ETFs that hold Sirius that are tracking the NASDAQ 100 are going to be selling the Sirius XM and buying ARM. So we moved Sirius XM down to the bullpen. We'll see what the overall effects of this rebalancing of the NASDAQ is on SIRI, see if it finds a new bottom, and if so, then again, we could consider Sirius XM. You can hear our general thesis on why we like Sirius XM going forward. But again, we want to wait till after that rebalancing is over to jump in. You will see it looks like there was a little bit of a pop, some buying ahead of that rebalancing, which is a little bit surprising. And again, I expect selling pressure on Monday due to that rebalancing. So just a quick reminder, now we can track all of our top swing trading stocks to watch, as well as our bullpen stocks, our shopping list stocks, all in our watch list Google Sheet. And you can get access, 24/7 access to our watch list Google Sheet by joining our Patreon. Google Sheet gets updated, automatically regenerated. It contains our price targets, risk reward profiles, etc. Gets regenerated at the end of each day. You can hear how you can use that Google Sheet to watch our top swing trading stocks to watch via the links to the videos in the notes. And then if I make any further updates after that Google Sheet's been updated, then I post that in the stocks watch list updates chart in our Discord. That's also available to our Patreon members. So you can see when I made some updates when we added Intel on the 15th, on 6/15 actually. When I updated our bullpen, we'll see our updates to our bullpen that I made after market close on the 18th. So again, if I make any subsequent updates to our watch list, I'll notify our Patreons in the Stocks Watch List channel. So again, now the only stock we have currently remaining in our main top swing trading stocks to watch list is Intel. And you can see right now I've got it, the price target set at the 52-week low. Again, it popped up a little bit on Friday. Again, it's been a laggard in the semiconductors, maybe a counter move to the drop in NVIDIA, maybe some rotation from NVIDIA into Intel. We'll see. But again, it's been lagging, but we'll see if this 30 level holds. And if so, we've got some potential upside to 50 or so. We look at the chart for Intel and Webull. So, we can see that 30 level looks relatively stable. So it looks like it's oscillating right around that 30 pivot point. So it didn't look like it was going to eminently break down to that 25. But again, if it does break down further, that 25 level's even better from a risk-reward standpoint. Got long-term upside up to 63 or so. So again, this would be a very long-term swing trade, waiting for a turnaround in Intel, possible catalysts with some announcements with some AI chips. Welcome, Gerald Pitts. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, Douglas PC. Alan wants to look at NVIDIA. Let me get through. I'll add that to our questions for the end to look at NVIDIA. Okay, Alan, just remind me. We'll look at that before we leave for today. Okay, let's go over the update to our bullpen stocks. Again, the concept of our bullpen is stocks that may not have the top swing trading stocks to watch setup that we would like, but I've identified that they may in the near future, so we put them in the bullpen. If their setup improves, then we put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. They run away or break down, then we just take them out of the bullpen. Now in our watch list Google Sheets, much easier to also watch our bullpen stocks in real time, so it's easier to also trade right off of our bullpen stocks using our watch list Google Sheet, as we'll see. So quickly, updates to our bullpen stocks. CPSH, we've had in our bullpen for a while. This is CPS Technologies, a small, low-float electronics components company. You can hear more of our quick take due diligence while we're watching CPSH via the link to the video in the notes or on our channel. One that we got a price alert on in our Thinkorswim alerts channel, hit a 52-week low that we were watching is CRT. So we put it in the bullpen on the 17th and then watched it over the course of this week, and it continued to break down. So we took it back out of the bullpen on the 20th. They announced less than previous monthly dividend. That might have disappointed shareholders, but it continued to break down after hitting that 52-week low. So again, we took it back out. We'll wait for CRT to find a new bottom, new support level, and then we can reconsider CRT. Again, you can hear our previous discussions on Cross Timbers Royalty Trust, CRT, via the link to that bonus video in the notes. And CRT is also in our Dividend Payers Google Sheet. So again, we can always watch CRT in our Dividend Payers Google Sheet. Been watching Mexico, looking for a potential long recovery in Mexico. Declined significantly on their election results recently. Did have some slight corrections, some slight bounce back up, trail back down. Looks like it may have found a support level. We'll take a look at that. And again, you can hear our discussion of the various ETFs you can use to trade Mexico via the link in the notes. Still watching Mosaic to see if Mosaic has found a stable bottom. Talked about PBT. Again, that was one we traded directly off of our bullpen when we got alerted that it had hit our price target. So again, we can trade off our bullpen stocks, but we'll take PBT out of our bullpen as we're currently long PBT. REMX, we're adding to our bullpen. This is an ETF on rare earth and strategic metals. So we've previously watched REMX, and we have a video discussing REMX. It's been steadily coming down, made new 52-week lows. We got notified in our Discord, and we'll see where it finds a support level, a bottom, and that would be an attractive long for the recovery in rare earth and strategic metals. Talked about Sirius XM, and that we're moved that down to the bullpen, waiting to see the effects of that rebalancing on Monday with its replacement in the NASDAQ 100. So again, we'll see what effect that has, and then trade accordingly from there. We're also removing SOX S from our bullpen. Again, the Magnificent Seven momentum. We've run SOX L, which is the long on semiconductors up, again driven mainly by NVIDIA, some AMD, etc. So again, I don't want to stand in front of that train. Again, you can short-term day trade scalp. We saw a bounce off of the top with significant momentum downward, so you can short semiconductors with SOX S along with SOX L for short-term day trade scalps, etc. But again, not something we're going to pursue swing trading at this time. The other one we're adding to our bullpen is popped up as a double bottom in FinBiz on the main page of FinBiz, and we recently did a short video on how you can see stocks double bottoming on the main page in FinBiz, and it popped up, so we took a look at Yelp. We've had this one in our database for some period of time, so I wanted to take a minute and do a quick take due diligence on Yelp. Let's look at it in FinBiz, and then also in Chartmill, and then we'll look at it also in Webull. So just a quick reminder, you can find the links to all the tools that we frequently use, like FinBiz, Chartmill, etc., in the links section of our homepage. Our homepage is beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. So again, you can find all the frequently used tools as well as additional references, etc., in the link section on our homepage. So if we go to FinBiz very quickly, so there's the link for Chartmill, FinBiz. We look at Yelp. We'll see, here's that double bottom that it's identifying, right around that 36 level. If we look at their recent earnings, they did report positive earnings, somewhat surprised on EPS, missed a little bit on revenue. So they are making money. So here's a technology stock that's making money. Good, pretty decent size float, not a lot of discrepancy, not a huge amount of debt. So that's positive. It is optionable. If you're not familiar with Yelp, what they do, So they operate a community-driven platform, connects people with great local businesses. Been around since 2004. See, they've got positive net income for the past couple years, positive EPS, past couple quarters. Net income positive but decreasing, so that probably attributes to the decrease in stock price. EPS is positive but decreasing, so again, the drop in stock price probably reflecting that drop in revenue and drop in EPS. We look at a longer term chart. You see it's only got upside maybe to 50, longer term up over 100. So it looks like that 50 levels, some resistance, so not a huge amount of upside. Pretty good support around 30, more so at 20. So not a lot of short-term upside risk reward, but possibly longer term. So I also wanted to look at its fundamentals and setup in ChartMill. So I also put the link for the profile in ChartMill in our notes for you. Again, you can also use the link on our homepage and enter the symbol. So we see it's showing a setup of 4 out of 5. So again, that's one of the reasons I felt comfortable putting it in our bullpen for now. It's got positive health, 4 out of 5. Profitability is good. Growth's average. Valuation average. If we quickly look at the fundamentals, it's got 7 out of 10. So again, pretty positive. Good health, decent valuation, good profitability. Good health again. Good Altman Z, high Altman Z. So fundamentally looks good. Technically, showing 0 out of 10, overall performance below average. So again, it's been downtrending. But if we look at the technical rating, is bad, but it presents a nice setup opportunity. So showing the support around 35, resistance around 41 or so. So again, you can delve into that in more detail in their ChartMill profile. But again, based on that fundamental analysis and the current setup, I thought I'd be comfortable putting that at least in our bullpen. We'll see if it does break down further. If so, again, it would present a more attractive risk-reward profile. But if that 35-ish, 36-ish level holds, then again, we could scalp, swing trade that up, look for a recovery through that gap fill previously. So again, long-term potential recovery, swing trade type opportunity with Yelp. So I don't know if any of you others have traded Yelp before. We'd love to hear your comments. What do you think of Yelp? Please put in the comments to this video or in our Discord, etc. Love to hear your feedback on what you think of Yelp. So again, now we can always follow our bullpen stocks also in the bullpen tab in our watch list Google Sheets. You can see our current list of bullpen stocks. Again, we can much more easily trade them directly from our bullpen using our watch list Google Sheets. You can see the price targets, risk reward profile, earnings dates, dividend information, optionality information, etc. all in our Google Sheet. And again, these prices will update in near real time based on the Google Finance function. So again, this is how it allowed me to identify that opportunity to trade PBT based on that and the TOS alert that we got. So again, utilizing these tools helps me make money trading, and hopefully will help you make money trading as well. Let me grab a quick drink and we'll look at the charts for each of those also in Webull. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, you still get a number of bonuses by opening and funding an account in Webull right now. So you can get up to 75 free fractional shares of stock. If you fund your account with 25K or more, less than 25K, you get 20 free fractional shares of stock, each worth like $300 to $3,000. Also, they're offering a 1.25 cash bonus for transfers of investments into Webull, and a 3.5% match on your transfers or new contributions to your IRA in Webull. So if you're not already using Webull, you'd use our affiliate link in the description box below. You can get all of these currently offered promotions and also help support our BeachBum trading community, which we greatly appreciate. I'm using the online browser version of Webull. Again, nice features. You can have all kinds of different watch lists. So if we flip over to our bullpen watch list, quickly flip through the charts of our bullpen stocks. So again, here's CPSH, kind of like it, around 162, anywhere in there. I've been watching the level 2 around 160 or so. Seems to be pretty good support. See, it did pop up a little bit on Friday. So we'll see if there was some news of a related contract. So if you did catch that pop, congratulations. If it continues up, we'll probably let it go. But if we get a slight correction and can get a bounce off a support level, looks like that's a pretty good support level. Talks about Mexico. So again, with the election, big decline. Looks like the 16 may be a pretty good bottom. It did bounce up slightly, so we'll see if it comes back down to that 16. We had seen previous corrections, so if we zoom farther out, again, the 16 level looks like a pretty good support level. So, and potential upside up into 37. Again, recovery of the Mexican economy, settling out from the catalyst from their recent elections. Again, Mosaic, maybe found a bottom around this 2667, new 52-week low. Did bounce up slightly. We'll see if this holds, but it has been making lower lows. So again, that's why it's in our bullpen. We'll see where it finds support. REMX, again, long, steady decline. Wait to see where it finds a new bottom. This, again, is rare earth materials. I like the long-term thesis, but again, with the EVs being out of favor, etc., I think that's part of what's caused this decline in the rare earth metals in general. We've looked at the composition of REMX, and it's probably in that video I referenced earlier. Talked about SIRI. So again, we did see this bounce late last week in SIRI. Again, surprising given the potential selling pressure. It did dip back down late on Friday. So I'm not sure why people were buying ahead of or potentially trying to short squeeze it ahead of that rebalancing. But if you did catch that run up and profit from that, trade idea, great. But again, just remember the rebalancing on Monday, potential selling pressure there. So again, protect your profits. And we talked about Yelp. Okay. I want to come back to the honorable mention stock if we have time. Shopping list stocks. So again, basic concept we always share is you should have your shopping list of stocks to take advantage of any irrational reactions to earnings or corrections in the market, stocks you want to buy on, again, any correction, any opportunity. So now in our Google sheet, our watch list Google sheet, we can keep an eye on our watch list stocks as well. We just, again, although, none of our content should be considered financial advice, we're not financial advisors. All of our content is for education and entertainment purposes only. We do recommend you stay away from zombie stocks, zombie companies, zombie ETFs. Again, we've got higher for longer interest rates. We looked at the IWM, the Russell, so it's going to put pressure on money-losing small cap type stocks. And again, you can use our biotech DD Google Sheet to analyze any stocks, quarters cash flow positive, not just biotechs, but any money losing stock. How long are they going to have before they have to do an offering or get high interest rate debt as running out of cash? So again, you can use that, get access to that via our Patreon. So again, you can now see our shopping list stocks in the shop list tab in our watch list Google Sheet. So again, we've got APLY. So we continue to watch that. Amazon, Disney, DNN, Uranium Play. We've got Intel in there. Again, that was one of the things that prompted me to add it to our watch list, was seeing it, the risk reward profile show up in our shopping list. Got JEPI, JEPQ, some REITs we watch, land. Like to get back into land if it comes back down. LTC, Realty Income. We've talked about Path. We'll talk about the puts, selling puts on Path. Again, we're watching that one. MSB, Steel, Stag, another REIT we watch, Tesla, Uranium. So again, as these pop up with favorable risk reward profiles, we can also trade those directly, or again, put them in our watch list if it looks like their setup is improving. So next, we're going to look at dividend stocks, dividend payer stocks, and we have a dividend payers Google Sheet as well that you can use to generate your own schedule of dividend payers with whatever dividend payment schedule, dividend payment amount, risk reward profile that you would like. And again, you can get access to our dividend payment payers Google Sheet 24/7 by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. Have a whole series of videos on how you can use our Dividend Payers Google Sheet to find and take advantage of the best dividend paying stocks. You can find a link to that series in the notes, also on our BeachBum Trading channel. So let me grab a quick drink and I'll open up our Dividend Payers Google Sheet. So if there's anyone in the chat that has additional dividend payers you want to take a look at, please let me know. Try to take a look at those. I do have a couple that have been requested previously that we want to take a specific look at and kind of do a quick take due diligence on these that have been requested. So I'm going to grab a drink and we'll look at those. Okay, the first one, both of these I've added in the ad sheet on our dividend payers Google Sheet, where we can do research, do analysis, and then if we decide to add them to our main sheet, we can move them over. So I've added both of these to the ad sheet of our dividend payers. The first one I want to take a look at, Gerald Fitz mentioned BWXT as a dividend player with nuclear components, medical and energy, in the live chat of last week's part 2. So again, I put that in the ad sheet. I'm going to do a quick find. BWXT. Is BWX Technologies. So we see it pays a 24-cent dividend. It's got a nominal yield of pretty small, 1.1%, but it's got some decent price appreciation. So you can see the risk reward profile. It's just a little bit high right now, so it's at 93, 52-week high at 107. I've got a support level at 74. We'll take a look at that. Performed pretty positively for the year, 32%. So it's got a good net yield, mostly on price appreciation, not so much the dividend. So if we look at the chart, and you can get access directly to the profile charts and the notes links. So we'll look at BWXT. So again, relatively high, been trending upward. It only pays about 1% nominal dividend yield. It is optionable. It's got a decent amount of float, not a lot of discrepancy. Debt's kind of high. If we look at their profile, provision, supply and provision of nuclear components and products, government, commercial, nuclear reactor, naval nuclear reactors, nuclear fuel for naval. So again, a lot of DOD. So again, Navy, nuclear systems. Net income's been positive and growing. EPS positive and growing. So again, net income positive and growing. EPS positive and growing. So again, good theme, the nuclear theme, more focused on aerospace and defense, but obviously some potential catalysts moving into commercial, like, they've talked about nuclear power now for data centers. So again, some potential upside is, again, relatively high right now. So if you think that trend will continue, BWXT might be a decent momentum type trade. Again, the yield, dividend yield's pretty low just from a dividend standpoint. But again, if you want to get the price appreciation plus the small dividend, BWXT looks pretty good. Again, nice nuclear theme, possible crossover into commercial. So again, looks good. The nominal dividend information or yield isn't all that great, but again, for further price appreciation, if you believe it's going to perform, going forward at that 32% clip, continuing a nice net yield overall. So again, thank you for sharing that with us, Gerald, and let us know any additional information you have on BWXT if you do trade it, how that goes. So. Okay, the second one that we want to take a look at that Gerald also mentioned in a Discord posting, we'll take a look at that Discord posting in a second as well, is CMTG. So I put the link directly to that Discord posting in the notes. Again, our Discord is free to join. You can get access to all the other channels with the exception of the few I mentioned that are exclusive to our Patreons. We discuss all different trading asset classes, different trading styles, etc. So Gerald said, found this real estate company, CMTG, they're losing money. They are a dividend payer. CEO has been loading up big time. Is there a chance the real estate market can turn around, or is this a 2008 type event? He said it also has the highest put to call ratio in the market. Not sure if that matters. And they're a commercial real estate, not residential company. So we'll take a look at CMTG just to respond to the put to call ratio. We'll see what that short interest is, but obviously someone is betting, more that it's going to go down than up. That's the high put to call ratio, so it may be heavily shorted. We'll take a quick look at that. So we'll look at it here first, and then we'll look at it in the ad sheet and our dividend payers. So here's CMTG, Claros Mortgage Trust. It's a mortgage-backed REIT, real estate. We see it was declining, got a bounce. That may have been the insider buys that Gerald mentioned. And they're losing money, missed on their estimates, missed on revenue. Looks like it pays about a 25-cent quarterly. So that gives it a yield. So it's got, this may be why it's showing up as attractive to some people. It's showing 11%. But again, you have to take into account the, negative price appreciation. So its performance over the years has been negative almost 27%. Got high debt. So again, REITs often have high debt, but it's very high debt. So again, if this is a commercial real estate company, that should be of some concern. Again, because the higher for longer interest rates, also depreciation of commercial real estate. So let's look at what types of commercial real estate they're into. So senior and subordinate loans, commercial real estate assets in U.S. markets, renovation, rehabilitation, leasing, development, headquartered in New York. So it is commercial real estate. So again, y'all probably know right now I don't like commercial real estate. I'm not terribly fond of mortgage-backed REITs right now, given the higher for longer market. Also with commercial real estate, I don't know what their holdings are, so I'd recommend if you're interested in CMTG, dig deeper into their holdings. They have holdings in cities where the government has been propping up property values for tax purposes, and those potentially will get significantly marked down or distressed when they sell. I would be concerned about that. And they're losing money now. So again, that dividend yield, even though it looks high and attractive, I would be concerned that could get cut. And again, it's a REIT, so their dividend payment is based on their distribution of profit. So again, I would expect that dividend to decrease. And again, the yield is part because their stock price has dropped. Here's the insider buys that Gerald has pointed out. So again, we've got recent insider buys by the director, the CEO. So again, some size, 800K to 276K. So some decent insider buys. So again, maybe the president, the CEO is trying to set a bottom. Maybe he feels that that's the bottom in their commercial real estate portfolio. And again, that may be a positive sentiment that was followed by some of the shareholders on that pop. So again, if you agree, you feel that their CMTG's portfolio has hit bottom and those insider buys are supported that bottom, again, that's pretty much the bottom in their stock price. So again, if it does mark a bottom, if you believe their portfolio holdings are going to recover satisfactorily, you could take a risk at CMTG. Again, if we look at them in our dividend payers Google sheet, you see the 25-cent quarterly dividend, 11% nominal yield, negative 30% performance, again, showing positive risk reward. Again, if this is a bottom and you're willing to swing that back up, it's possible get a decent risk reward out of that, as well as collecting that quarterly dividend. Again, some risk that'll get decreased due to them losing money. So thank you again for finding that and sharing that with us. Gerald. Again, I'm not hip on commercial real estate, mortgage-backed REITs right now due to the reasons we've discussed. So again, not something I'm going to pursue, but again, you can track that, take advantage of it if you're interested in the ad sheet in our Google sheet. So I hope that all helps. And again, if anyone else has any comments, feedback on CMTG, or other stocks, please reply to this thread in our Discord, in the comments to this video. If you've traded CMTG, if you have more information about their holdings, is this the bottom in their portfolio? If so, why or why not? Or are their holdings at additional risk? Why or why not? We'd love to hear further information. Yeah, that's a good question. Again, Alan, I don't know, and maybe Gerald has further information on their debt, their when that's due, what rates. Again, that would require significant digging to get that information, but it is significantly important due to their being in commercial real estate, their high debt load. That's going to have a significant impact on their business. So again, just another reason I'm just staying away from commercial real estate in general. So if anyone else has any other dividend payers you want to take a quick look at, let me check the chat, grab a drink, and we can whip through any other dividend payers you want to look at. Okay, if I just go through, Big Lots, losing money, CRT. So again, we discussed the breakdown in CRT. If I look at that in FinBiz, we'll see the continued breakdown in CRT. That's why we took it out of our bullpen. Identified as a double bottom there. We thought if that would hold, it'd be interesting. It is a dividend payer, so you can see their dividend payment information in our Google sheet. But again, with that further breakdown, we want to see them find a new bottom before we pursue CRT further. GNL loses money. Hershey coming down some. IEF and IEI, popular monthly dividend payers, stable. Iridium loses money. Again, we'd like to get back into land, but a slightly cheaper price. It's a REIT on farmland. We're watching Mosaic. MTEX loses money, as do NTIP, NUV, OARC. Again, wait for a bottom in ARC-K. This is a yield max on ARC-K. Again, just a quick reminder, you can find the distribution schedule for all the yield maxes on our reference sheet. So again, the next ex-dividend for all the yield maxes is July 5th, which means the last day to buy in will be on the 3rd. So again, if you want to get into any of the yield maxes, APLY, TSLY, NVDY, etc., I think it's a Wednesday, July 3rd will be the last day to get in for the July dividend. Again, we've got a number of those yield maxes, both in our main sheet and also in our ad sheet. So if you're looking for some of the yield maxes, you can always do a find on yield max in our Google sheet. So again, here's APLY, etc., Amazon, Google, Microsoft, etc. Been looking at PRGO a little bit, but they're currently losing money, downtrending, but might be of interest to some. Another one I wanted to point out that we're watching is this SVOL. This is short on volatility, a monthly dividend payer short on volatility. It's a little high right now, but you can see it's got about a 15%, 16% yield. So when that one comes down, I'm keeping an eye on SVOL, possibly one we would be interested in at a little bit lower price. Again, around 20, doesn't have a huge range. Don't see any news on Tate explaining their decline. Takata I took a look at. That one looks like it's declining. It's also a drug manufacturer, not real hip, but if you're interested in that. Yeah, Gerald Pitts is mentioning BRID. Yeah, I did take a look at that. Again, it's very low float, very liquid, consumer staple. We did a previous video on that. Again, if you are willing and able to trade those low floaty liquid ones, that might be one you want to take a look at. Okay. Again, I'll leave dividend payers up for a minute if anyone else has a dividend payer you want to look at. Very quickly talk about some updates to our option strategy, our puts Google Sheet. Just quick reminder. Use also several option strategies to also generate income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to watch to set up. We sell covered calls against our positions when they're going up, buy them back when they're coming down. We've got a Google Sheet you can use to calculate various what-if scenarios on your covered call strategies, and you can get access to that, use that covered call Google Sheet by joining our Patreon. We've got a video on how you can use that Google Sheet to do what-if analysis on your covered call strategies via the link in the notes. We also buy or we sell puts when stocks are going down, buy them back when they're coming up. And we use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to identify potential opportunities to sell and then buy back puts. So, and again, you can get access also to that puts ROIC Google Sheet by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. So I'll just quickly go through some updates to our puts ROIC Google Sheet. We'll quickly see if there's anything else that looks attractive right now. So firstly, a couple changes to our Albemarle puts. I removed the 100 strike price put and moved the 95 strike price put down to 80. All of those were January 25. Albemarle's continuing to downtrend. So I wanted to see, if those lower puts were still attractive. Again, I believe it's probably down below 95 even at this point. So MKTX similarly broke down below that 200, so I lowered it to 175. Mosaic, also the delta for the 2750 was above our 30% threshold, so I lowered that down to 25. And PayC, I lowered the 145 down to 140. Again, I'm trying to adjust them to stay within our criteria that, we want a delta of less than 0.3, so there's less than a 30% chance that they're going to get exercised. Again, we've got a whole series of videos, option strategies for beginners with examples, how you can use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to also generate income, and also options playlist with all kinds of videos on how you can use options to also make money trading as well. So if we quickly look at our main watch list of puts, See, Disney's starting to look attractive, but still pretty low ROIC. Similarly, NVIDIA, still again pretty low, so nothing on our main sheet with a 5% or better ROIC. See, yeah, Albemarle's down below 95 now, so you can see the current price. We've got current pricing information, and then our automated systems collect the gray columns, options information, etc., and populate that at the end of each day. So you see, Albemarle's a little over 5% for the 80 strikes. So that, somewhat attractive. Watching IBM, Intel. Again, we have, could sell puts at 25. Right now, only a 2% ROIC. Matt showing 2%. I did put a sell out on Path. We've been talking about UiPath or Thesis behind UiPath recently. So I did put a sell out on to sell puts on Path at 120. They haven't quite hit. I think the highest it went so far was about 113 or so recently. You can see the 52-week highs, 152. But I looked at the charts and the desktop version of Webull, and it looked like 120 was a recent top. So you can see at 120, I'd get about an 8.5% ROIC. So that's, more attractive than the 5% I can get on the cash. So again, we'll see if those puts sell. If so, then I would post that in our Discord and notify you all of that sell on Path puts. Square. So that's right now, again, the VIX is still around 13 or so. So not a whole lot of great premium, but some that might be attractive. And again, you can watch this, see what stocks are dropping, and see if there's attractive opportunities to sell puts. Again, you can use this for, short-term trading options as well. In this case, puts using our puts ROIC Google Sheet. So I hope that helps. Let me grab a drink and we'll take a look at NVIDIA for Alan. And if anyone else has any other stocks you want to particularly take a look at or any topics you want to discuss, we could take a few minutes and discuss those. But let me look at NVIDIA for Alan. Okay, so if we look at NVIDIA and PinBiz, Alan says, it's a rocket. Yeah, I mean, this is the driver with the AI FOMO. They're, driving most of this Magnificent Seven momentum. Anyone else that they're partnering with, mentioning, is getting positive momentum as well. So see, made a new all-time high recently. We're, corrected slightly. I'm sure that's, profit taking. They just had their stock split, so positive momentum from that. Money flow in, easier to buy call options. So again, positive momentum. In NVIDIA, all kinds of positive momentum. Again, I'm sure that's, a lot of profit taking since it's making new all-time highs. So again, super, super high. If we look at the PE, PE showing 74. I know people will, argue that their growth, their forward PE, so is only 35. So that's more, reasonable. So not really sure what you're looking for. We can see the strong upward trend. We see a lot of volatility. So when it does correct, you get some significant corrections. We do have some ETFs, single stock ETFs in our ETF Google Sheet. some with some leverage. So if you want to trade this volatility, you could might do it with the ETFs. Again, I think, the trend will continue, the momentum will continue. There's a lot of FOMO in NVIDIA and AI and the MEXX 7. So again, I think people will buy this dip pretty quickly. So we see that doji, so that dip got bought pretty quickly. I expect, it did fill the recent gap. So again, moving averages coming up. So again, I think we'll get incessant buy the dippers on NVIDIA and on the Mag 7. So until, there's a change in the narrative, disappointments in AI, if you hear a pull forward in their orders, you hear anybody start saying, okay, they bought all the NVIDIA chips that they need. I know they're coming out with a next generation chip, so they're trying to get an upgrade cycle going as well. Also, talking about PCs with Dell, HP, etc. So other opportunities to sell their chips, not just data centers. So plenty of opportunity. I think long term, the upward trend will continue. You'll get more volatility. So again, if you want to day trade that volatility with either the leveraged ETFs or options, you can. Again, I'm not going to chase this until, maybe there's a significant correction. Again, it's still pretty expensive. So again, that's my opinions right now on NVIDIA. So I hope that helps. Let me know what you all think. So in the comments and our Discord, etc. So thank you all for your participation. If you want to look at, so Alan's asking about a base at 90. It's showing a pivot at 90. So now whether it's actually going to come back down there, you can see the moving averages. So moving average near term, 120. The longer terms breaching 100. So I think it's going to get plenty of support, plenty of buy the dippers. I'd be very surprised if we got a correction all the way back to 90. So I hope that helps. So again, if you have other stocks you want us to take a look at, please put them in the comments to this video in our Discord. Please tag us in our Discord. We're BeachBum Trading, all lowercase, no other characters, numbers, etc. Anyone else is an imposter. And again, we can take a look at any other stocks or answer any questions, help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career. And we need your feedback about what else can we do to improve our weekly trading game plans, any of our other videos, tools, our Google Sheets, our automated systems. What can we do to add more value for all of our fellow BeachBum traders? So please smash the like button on our videos, on our live streams. Help us try to get the YouTube algorithm to share our content with more traders around the world. Help us continue to grow our BeachBum trading community. We'd greatly appreciate it if you directly share our content with your fellow traders. Again, more traders we can get joining us in the chats, joining us in our Discord, helping each other out. It's for the mutual benefit of all of our fellow BeachBum traders. So thank you again to everyone that's participating in the chat and everyone that's watching after the fact. And we hope to see you all again back next weekend, 10 a.m. Saturdays and Sundays for our weekly trading game plans. Good luck and have a great trading week.